So this is our last Doorstep Dinners. So thought we'll cook minced beef and onion pie today, which is very exciting. Used to go down very well on a Friday night in the mix, and it's not too complicated, it'll be fine. Just look confident and watch this video and it'll all be good. Okay, so I've got all my vegetables out here to cut up. So I've got onions, carrot and leeks, and wash my hands, and so we'll start cutting. So start off with the onions, which we've done before quite often in previous recipes. So I'm just chopping the tops and bottoms off. So you can see we've got a bit of brown.
Healthy brown.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Do you chuck the whole thing away?
No. Don't want to waste anything. So, well, I'll start off with the one that's looking good. So, but yeah, I can see it's a bit brown on the edges. So if you've got a mouldy bit, I'll just cut off the actual brown bit or soft bit and throw that bit away. But the rest will be fine.
The rest is okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to don't need to throw away the whole thing. Chopping across like that, and then do the same with this. Right, so that's the onion, and then the carrot. You want a peeler, I think. Yeah, different peelers. You might have a peeler like that one, like this one. Just going to quickly peel the skin. Right. And then cut off each end. And that peel away. And then one piece is quite small because it's going in the mince mixture and it's not a separate vegetable. I'm actually slicing it lengthways in half and then in half again and then chopping across, so it's sort of diced, which is a bit different from having it just as a side vegetable probably. Right, now the leeks are slightly more complicated, so I chop off both ends, and this end it's just a bit more rubbery really, I don't know, I just chop a bit off the leaf end, the same as the other one. And then to wash them, because they can get a bit of dirt down inside the layers when they're picked, and what I tend to do, is a little tip, is just not cut all the way through, but just cut down the length, and then it just opens out a little bit, and then you can rinse it under the tap a bit more easily.
Okay.
So just sometimes otherwise I find end up with there might be bits of soil in it. So that works quite well. And then just slice them across like that. Use a knife. There we go. Right, that's all the vegetables chopped. So now we're going to heat the oil in, you want quite a deep frying pan or a large saucepan, because you're going to fit quite a few things in. Get some oil, any sort of cooking oil that you've got.
If you haven't got any oil, could you use butter?
Butter.
Spread, yeah?
Yeah, some margarine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, any sort of fat like that. 2 tablespoons. Or if you haven't got a tablespoon measure,
just chuck some in.
Just chuck them in, yeah. So it's just heating up for a minute.
And so what are we cooking first?
So we're cooking the mince minced beef first in this recipe.
So you don't have to chop the minced beef or anything?
No, so that's the thing about minced beef. It comes minced, already minced.
Lovely.
Stir, and then I'm going to pop the mince in like that, and then you do need to break it up. It is all minced, but it's always a bit of a block. You can hear it's just starting to sizzle. So yeah, break up the mince, and then if you stir it around, you can see it starts to brown on the bottom. So you want to take about 4 or 5 minutes on a medium to high heat for the mince to brown. Okay, right, now after 4 or 5 minutes you can see the mince is just about brown all over.
Lovely.
So you've just stirred occasionally during that time. There is some fat as well, but you want that to cook the vegetables as well. So
okay, so what are we adding in now then?
So now we're going to add the onions.
Okay.
So just be careful they will land in the pan and not over the cooker.
You can go the onions, try not to start crying. Or put your goggles on, like one of our participants has been known to wear a pair of goggles.
That was amazing.
While it's cooking. So, yeah, if you need... Oh, sorry, yeah.
And at the same time, carrots.
Carrots. Shouldn't need goggles for carrots.
And the leeks.
And the leeks. So all in together.
All in together, very easy. And cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. Give it a good stir. And just be careful because it's near the top of the pan now, so anybody can give a stir, but you just want to be careful it doesn't go flying over the cooker. Right, so give that a good stir. I'm just going to turn the heat down a bit, it's sizzling away, and that's just going to cook for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And while that's cooking, I'm going to put the kettle on and fill with water.
Another cuppa.
Yeah, I don't like tea. No, this is for the stock.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to boil the kettle, and then you're going to measure 500 millilitres of stock with your beef stock cube. Okay, now we're going to add the tomato puree. Tomato puree next. So, let me look at the recipe. A tablespoon of tomato puree. Like that. And then give that another stir. Lots of stirring in this recipe. It's good for everybody can have a go in the stirring. Going to cook in for another couple of minutes. And while that's just continuing to cook, kettle has boiled. So I'm just going to make up the stock. Do you know when I'm putting the flour?
No.
Yeah, well, the flour will just help thicken. When we put the stock in, it will just help make a nice, thick sauce.
Oh, I see.
So it helps just to thicken
There
everything.
you go. Learn something new every day.
There we go. So we stir the flour in. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. There we go. And then once that's all stirred in, I think my instructions are going to add the stock. Just give that a stir. Make sure it's all dissolved. And then I'm just going to gradually pour it in. And then I'm adding a dash of Worcestershire sauce as well. If you've got anything similar, or Worcester, hard to say, Worcestershire sauce. Dash of Worcestershire sauce.
Is it Worcester or Worcestershire? I never know if it's Worcester sauce or
Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce.
Just put a bit of anything in. Doesn't matter.
Something like that. You can see it's bubbling. So one last stir, and then I'm going to turn the heat down, put the lid on, and then leave that to simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. While this is simmering, I'm just going to clear your space, because rolling out the pastry is the next thing. Now you want a rolling pin. If you have a rolling pin, ours is quite a. They don't all look like this. Ours is quite a heavy rolling pin, but you might just have a wooden one. Or
if you haven't got a rolling pin,
well, if you haven't got a rolling pin,
get creative.
Yeah.
Anything will do. Kitchen roll holder.
Send in your idea. So I'm going to get a bit of flour and sprinkle the surface of your worktop. Now this is nice and easy. So you've got a pack of pastry in your bag of ingredients. So you've got your pastry. You'll need to take it out, keep it in the fridge until you need to use it, but then take it out when you start chopping your vegetables up, so that it can just soften up, so that it's not hard. A bit of flour on the top. A bit of flour on your rolling pin. Lots of flour. This is the fun bit to do, so anybody can do this and start rolling. So nice and easy. Just want to make sure it doesn't stick on your worktop.
And that's what the flour's for.
That's what the flour's for.
There we go.
And you couldn't, it soon absorbs the flour, so you can turn it over, more flour underneath, keep it well floured.
So how big are we rolling it out to?
Well, that's the good question. I think it's going to be this size. So if you've got, you could do if you've got a large round pie dish, but any container like this that's like a lasagna type dish, oven dish, I think that's what
So basically you want to roll out your pastry to the size of your dish?
Yes.
Right. So if it's circular, then you need to roll it circularly.
Circularly. Slightly larger, so that you've just got a bit of leeway, a bit of overhang. So this is looking quite good. Right, let's have a look. So, yeah, I think that's quite wide. I'll just roll it a bit longer maybe.
Okay, so just a little bit bigger than your whatever dish you're using.
Yeah.
Lovely.
There we go.
Okay, and so we put that in the dish.
So we'll mince first. Yeah, so this is going on the top. We have got pastry underneath.
So no pastry on the bottom, pastry on the top.
Pastry on the top. So that's ready, and then we'll put the mince in when that's cooked.
Lovely.
Okay, right. Just give the mince a stir, bubbling away nicely. And then also while that's cooking, you need to preheat your oven. So 200 degrees or gas 6. And that'll be ready for when the pie is ready. Right, okay, so 20 minutes has gone. Lift off the lid, and can you see that? Oh, it's looking delicious. Carrots and leeks are all cooked. Mince is fully cooked. Time to spoon it into the dish. So, there we go. So just spoon it carefully into the dish. Probably won't need to make any gravy. You a gravy with a pie, man?
Ooh, yeah. Although, yeah, this has got a lot of sauce going on already.
Yeah, it's
so.
got a lot of sauce, so we'll see how we go. Right, put that to one side, and then we need to get the pastry over it.
Oh, no flipping.
No, we're not flipping as such. There we go. Okay, so you needed a bit extra because then you can sort of push it down onto the lid. If you've got lots hanging over, you can just cut it off.
Okay.
And then you can always
You could make a little pattern on top of the
make
pie.
a pattern, a little rainbow or something. But yeah, you could get quite creative and use bits of trimmings from down the edge. Okay. And then this is quite important. You just make 2 or 3 slits in the top with a sharp knife. That's just so the steam can escape a bit while it's cooking. And then I'm going to brush some beaten egg on the top for a glaze, because when it comes out of the oven it makes it golden. It just gives it a shine. But that's not, it's not, if you haven't got an egg.
No stress.
Yeah. Right, okay, so you say your oven's beeped.
Yeah.
So open the oven. Place that on the shelf.
Middle of the oven.
Careful, middle of the oven. And then that's going to take 20 to 25 minutes. Have a look after 20 minutes. Okay, so it's had 20 minutes. So just going to have a look. Very hot. Oh yes, a bit slight leakage. So it was very saucy.
That's okay.
But that's okay.
That's your gravy.
That's the gravy. I think
so how's it looking?
Yeah, that's looking good. I'm just going to give it 3 or 4 more minutes, I think, just to.
Bit pale still.
Yeah, a bit more colour. So close the oven. Put
2 more minutes on the timer.
Yeah, another 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then it will definitely be ready.
And in the meantime, you can be, if you're going to have any frozen peas, anything like that, you could be preparing your veg.
Yeah, preparing your veg. Right, okay, butter's gone off. Open the oven again. Oh, look at that. I think that's perfect.
That's good.
So I'll take that out. Close the door. And there we go. Perfect pie. So yeah, that's the last of the doorstep dinners for now. We're going to pause because we can do in-person stuff now on a Friday night. But yeah, hope you keep cooking and hope you've enjoyed the doorstep dinners and videos. See you soon.